No, I don't like you ripping up that paper under my desk. Okay. Come to mama. Come. Let's meet everybody. Here's Kelly. Kelly is my little rescue pup. And he is such a sweet little joy to my world, and he keeps me company in my office and gives me a good reason to leave. Right, Kelly? You're gonna see Kelly, I guess, in some of these videos because he's attached to me, and he's just a sweet little guy. I'm Sarah Noked, founder of OBM School, and I teach people just like you my proven tips and strategies for scaling an online service-based business, finding high-end clients, and charging the rates that will empower you to live your life and business by design. Now, if I took a look at the back end of your business, what would your systems look like? Would they be well documented? Would things be well organized on the back end? Or do you feel like every time you onboard a new client, you are literally reinventing the wheel? You have a process, yes, you have a system in place, but nothing is documented, and every time you run the system, it feels like you are doing it from the beginning again. And oftentimes that is just the anti of streamlining the things in your business, and it can lead to a lot of frustration and lack of peace of mind. Often how our online business management clients feel when they don't have well-documented systems in place and they're not necessarily sure who's handling what in their business. So in today's video, I really want to dive into the top 3 systems that you need to be focused on as an online business manager or service-based support provider. Confidently set these up with success and literally give your clients the top-notch white glove experience that I know is going to land you those top-notch high quality clients. So when it comes to systems are in your business, and systems deal with main things like client onboarding and offboarding, team member onboarding and offboarding, any sort of nuanced thing you have in your business. Maybe it's a sales process or a sales system that you have in your business, how you run your discovery calls with clients. There's a ton of systems, and I want you to really start to think about what are the systems that you want to be documenting in your business, especially as online business managers. We want to have neat, organized systems in our business so that the clients feel like they are in good hands. And the first one is your client onboarding system. So when it comes to client onboarding, you've had the discovery call with your client, you're feeling confident about the client's agreed to work with you, and now you need to onboard them. And I find that oftentimes online business managers don't spend enough time thinking about what kind of experience they want to give their clients and where they can automate certain things. So there's quite a few tools on the market. Dubsado is one of them, Honeybook is another one. These are 2 really great tech tools that can help you automate your onboarding process in a way that really does give your clients that top-notch experience. You want to have the right welcome email that sends out once the client's made purchase. You want to have things automated like signing the contract, and then really being able to provide your clients with the information that they need to be successfully onboarded. Now, when you're onboarding an OBM client, you really have to get on the same page with the client around specifics. So when you are thinking about your onboarding process, what is it that you need to get from the client in order to kick off successfully? So inside OBM School, we go hard and deep into what this onboarding process should look like. But I want you to start thinking about things like password sharing, information that you might need from the team members and who those team members are, the client's schedule and when they're available, and having that initial meeting and then the ongoing times that you're going to meet with the client set in place. So there's just some examples of things that you may or may not include in your onboarding process. But it's important for us as online business managers and service-based support providers to think about what kinds of ingredients we want to put into our onboarding processes. And inside OBM School, we detail our whole SOP for onboarding process, and that's something that we provide for our students. And if you want to check out what it means to be an OBM School, you definitely can, and I'll leave some resources below here. But I really want you to think about if and when you scale your OBM business, maybe you're going to have somebody else take over the onboarding process. maybe that's the first thing that you want to delegate to your VA or somebody else who comes on your team. You want to make sure that this is documented, that it is clear, that the process is in place, and that you are not reinventing the wheel every time you onboard a client. So making sure that you are considering what special experience you want to give that client, and understanding that that initial onboarding experience for the client as an OBM client really does work to instill trust. And trust is the most important piece of that relationship moving forward, because when you have really good trust between you and your OBM client, because they are having this great experience and they trust you and they're like, wow, she knocked my socks off with this amazing onboarding and I feel like I'm in great hands, you're gonna have a more successful relationship moving forward. It will save you time, money, and heartache, because you will have the right pieces in place so that either you or a team member can really kick off. Now, a little tip here, we use Teamwork PM, and I'll also include all of our tools below this video that we recommend that you use as an online business manager. One of the tools that we love to leverage, especially with onboarding, is our own project management tool, and making sure that when we onboard our clients, bam, you've got that task list in place, which has all the things that you need in order to successfully onboard that client with clear due dates, and you are just moving through those things. I can't express how important this is, really and truly. So the second system that you really want to have on lockdown as an OBM or as a service-based support provider is how you manage your clients. And this is one of those systems that definitely gets perfected and evolves over time. And I should have said this at the beginning, but we often look at systems in our business as living, breathing things that naturally evolve over time. And when it comes to your client management, you really want to make sure that on a day-to-day, month-to-month basis, that you're pretty consistent with how you follow up with clients, what your clients can expect from you, and what you can expect from your clients. So starting to think about how you manage your clients. Are you providing end-of-week time reports? Do you check in with your clients at the beginning of every day or every week, depending on the retainer size? Do you send clients gifts occasionally? Do you like to have a strategy call every quarter or have weekly meetups with clients? So starting to think about what client management looks like, not just managing the projects and not just managing their day-to-day, but what it actually looks like in your business and how you treat your client and what that ongoing experience looks like is a really important part of you getting clear about what it is that you are offering your clients and what that high value service is. The client experience is one of those things that is going to lead your client to rant and rave to their entrepreneurial friends about how amazing you are as an OBM, because you really take time to tell the client that you really care about their business by finding an article off the cuff maybe once a month, because you have this recurring task to, make sure that the client is aware that you are thinking about them, baked into your client management process. So we want to start to think about what we can bake into our client management process to really give them that high touch experience that they're going to know and love, and start to really spread the good word about you to their other clients. Having that client management system and really thinking about how you manage your clients, what reporting looks like, what those special extras that you're offering your client look like, and making it really your own. And this is going to help you to consistently really wow your clients, and also just make you feel like you are giving your best in a very systematized way. I find as an online business manager, sometimes we forget to check in with clients, or maybe you've onboarded a new client or you've onboarded a couple new clients, so you've forgotten about that existing client. These prompts and these systems that are going to be baked into your project management tool to prompt you are actually going to be the things that set you apart from the competition. Now, the third big system is project management. And when it comes to project management, you definitely want to have a clear system around how you expect yourself and your team to leverage your project management tool. Now, below this video, I'm going to leave a link to the tools that I recommend online business managers use if they're just getting started. And Teamwork PM is the tool that we have used for years, and it's something that we set up a lot for clients. And when we're setting up a project management tool, which between us is always the thing that clients don't have in place, when you are putting the project management tool in place, you need a system to go along with using that project management tool that highlights the certain nuances that are important for you and for the team and for your client to really leverage. So whether this is applying to your own team-based business as an OBM, or you're planning to scale into a team-based business and it's not just you using your project management tool, or you're setting this up for a client, you want to start thinking about the certain nuances that surround project management. For example, in our project management system, whoever is the project manager of the whole project. So for example, Tovi is the project manager. She's my OBM, but she's also the project manager of our operations project inside of Teamwork PM. So if anybody is marking off a task, it's her, unless it's recurring. So we have certain policies around recurring tasks and then one-off tasks. For recurring tasks, the team member is responsible for commenting, to notify the project manager, and marking the task off as complete. When it comes to one-off tasks, the team member will comment on that task, and it's Tovi's responsibility to make sure the task was done complete and mark it off complete. So if it was done complete, she can mark it off as complete, but if it was not complete, or it needs more work, or it needs to be passed along to somebody else on the team, then she can take those steps to make sure that it gets done to our satisfaction. So that's one example. And another example are due dates, making sure that if a task goes into the project management tool, that it's set up correctly and that it has a clear due date. So you definitely want to have policies and procedures and processes around how projects are managed, both in your business, especially if you're scaling to a team-based or agency business as an OBM, but also for your clients, because naturally they're going to be scaling their teams and you're going to need to be making sure that everybody on the team is using the project management tool in the same way. You know, especially in this online space, we all come with our baggage from past experiences or using different project management tools. You want to be clear about how this needs to look and how this system needs to run by having it clearly documented and by taking time to really think about what needs to go into that particular system. So these are 3 very important systems that I hope you do take the time to set up in your business. And stay tuned, because coming up, we're going to have another video all about how to create SOPs and how to document these things. And if you are interested and want to learn more about becoming an online business manager, do feel free to check out OBM School. I'll leave the details below this video so that you can learn more about what it looks like to be an online business manager and all of these juicy pieces that we include as part of the program. And I hope to see you in the next video. See you soon.